welcome to this new Arabic lesson with me, Maha. Today I'm home, as you can see from the background. I used to do a lot of videos from when I used to come visit my family, and now I'm here again for an intensive Arabic course starting next Monday in Nazareth. I'm super excited and I'm gearing up for that course. I'm having about 20 to 25 students this year and I'm super excited, but anyways, I wanted to continue making and creating content for you guys on my YouTube channel. So here is a new lesson on how to say the expression God forbid. I'm going to teach you 4 different ways we Arabs say God forbid. Let's begin. The first way to say God forbid in Arabic, and it's actually also the most common one used by Arabs and by Palestinians in particular, is La samah Allah. La samah Allah. Like it becomes one word, but it's an expression. Let's say it before and then I'll explain to you the meaning. La samah Allah. Try it with me. La samah Allah. Put it together. Put these 3 words together. La plus samaha plus Allah. La samah Allah. La samah Allah. Make sure to pronounce the ha, the sunglass H, very well. It's not la samaha, la sama'a. No. It's la samaha. And then Allah with the H, with the real H afterwards. La samahallah. What is the meaning of this la samahallah? All in all, it means God forbid. But what is the literal meaning of each word, and why did it mean eventually? Why did these 3 words end up meaning God forbid in Arabic? So let's begin with the word Allah, because you know it, like most of you know it before. Allah means God, God for the 3 monotheistic religions, so it's okay also for your God if you believe in one and only God. For the if you're Christian, Muslim or Jewish, your God is Allah. So this is like a mistake that many people think that Allah is a word only for the Muslim God. No, Habibis, it's also our God for the Christians and for the Jews. It's Allah. It means God. So anyways, la samahallah. So Allah at the ending, God. Just like God forbid, we put God at the ending of the sentence. So what is the meaning of la samaha? It's made out of 2 words. The first word is la. La means no or not. Okay, la. Samaha, it's a past tense verb which means to permit, to give permission, or to allow. So if you put them together and translate them together, it means no permit, no give permission, or no allow God. The meaning is God, we hope that God doesn't, not, so la, allow. So it's like, even literally translated, it means a similar meaning to God forbid. If God forbids, it means that God doesn't allow something to happen. So when we want to say God forbid in Arabic, we put the sentence in this way. We negate with the la the verb samaha, which means to give permission or to allow. So we hope that God doesn't samaha, he doesn't allow samaha, this thing to happen. So la samahallah, I hope like la samahallah, if you end up having a car accident, la samahallah, we always we add la samahallah. Actually, this sentence, this expression la samahallah, can work exactly as the opposite of inshallah. I have taught you one lesson about inshallah, but in short, I don't want to make this lesson too long. In short, I taught you that inshallah, it's this expression that is used a lot by Arabs. It literally means in, which means if. Sha'a, it's the verb to will or to want, and Allah at the ending. So it's exactly put in the same structure as la samahallah. Insha'Allah, if God wills, and la samahallah, God doesn't permit. So God will not permit, will not give permission, will not allow. Okay, so this is the meaning, the literal meaning of the first way to say God forbid, la samahallah. Try to work on your pronunciation. If you pronounce it well or good enough, it's fantastic. It's better than even understanding it. I want my students to focus on pronunciation. Pronunciation of the Arabic letters might seem difficult, but it's not. And it's the most beautiful way to express the fact that you're learning, you're getting into the language, and you're improving. Okay? La samahallah, la samahallah. God forbid. God doesn't allow. The second way to say God forbid in Arabic is another expression very similar to La Samaha Allah, which is La Qaddara Allah. I think you know by now that, I mean, you understand both words. It's not and Allah, and there's a verb. Let's try to pronounce it first together, and then I'll explain to you the meaning, the literal meaning of each word in this expression and why we use it as to mean God forbid. La Qaddara Allah. Try it with me. La, guttural sound qa, d, double the d, and the ra. La Qaddara, and then Allah. La Qaddara Allah. Put it together. La Qaddara Allah. Again. La means not. It negates the verb, past tense verb, which is qaddara. Qaddara, it comes from qadira, which means to be able to, or can, the modal verb can, and Allah. But qaddara is something that's called a derived verb. I made 4 or 5 lessons about derived verbs. I don't want to get too much again. I don't want to explain to you something that you will find very not useful for this lesson. But if you're interested in derived verbs and why did I mention them here, please click here in the card somewhere, or here or here. I will link for you the lesson of derived verbs, which are super interesting and like advanced in Arabic. If you learn the basics, then you can move on and learn the derived verbs. Anyways, qaddara, I told you, it comes from the normal simple verb qadira, which means to be able or to can. We don't say to can, but can. Okay, could, it's in the past. Qaddara, it's a derived verb of the verb to be able to. What is the meaning of derived verbs? You will see it in this lesson. But derived verbs, it means it gives extra information. So it's not the verb can, but it's the verb to make it possible. It's not the verb to be able to, but it's the verb to make something be able to. And that's the reason why we use the verb qaddara with the noun Allah. So Allah can make something happen, and you negate it with the la. So we hope that Allah doesn't make this thing happen, and that's how we arrive to the meaning God forbid. So instead of God doesn't allow, like La Samaha Allah, God doesn't make it able to be made. An accident? No. La qaddara Allah. I hope that God, la, doesn't, qaddara, make it able, make it possible. The verb to be able to, or the verb can, to make it can, or to make it able to. I know it's very difficult for you to understand, but I'm trying with very simple explanation to explain to you the difficult Arabic grammar. Qaddara, can. Qaddara, make something can. Okay, make something able to. So, not la, I hope that God, Allah, doesn't make this thing able to be, okay, to happen. Alright, and why do we start with verb? I think you know, if you're studying Arabic, you know that 90% of our sentences are verbal sentences. That's why we say qaddara Allah and not Allah qaddara. You can simply say Allah qaddara, start with the subject and then the verb, SVO, subject, verb, object, but most of our sentences are verb as VSO, which is verb, subject, object. Okay, that's why we say qaddara Allah and not Allah qaddara. Third way and fourth way are super easy, easier than La Samaha Allah and La Qaddara Allah, but are less used because they're easy. Because Arabs are super complex, and we're really complicated, and we want to complicate our lives, and we'd rather use difficult expressions than the simple one. But it's okay. These are also okay. Also, these are like synonyms or ways to say God forbid, and are pretty much used in the Arab world. I also use it a lot. For example, the third one is بعيد الشر. بعيد الشر. This means God forbid. What is the meaning of بعيد الشر? Why isn't there Allah somewhere? بعيد الشر, it comes from two words, بعيد and الشر. Let's first pronounce them together and then I'll explain to you. بعيد, there's a ayn hidden here after the b. بعيد, not bead, not بعيد. بعيد, the letter ayn that you make with your uvula, uvula or something in Italian, with this thing that's like hanging inside our throat. You have to like almost choke yourself to pronounce the ayn. Try saying ayn. And here you have to put this ayn after the b, so it's a little bit difficult. بعيد, بعيد. Okay, you have to try it like and repeat it many times so you can get the ayn well. بعيد الشر. The other word is al-shar, which we combine with the We don't pronounce the L of the article a lot. We can say easily and simply الشر. بعيد الشر. Combine them together. بعيد الشر. What is بعيد الشر? بعيد is an adjective and it means far, far away. بعيد, try to say بعيد. It comes from the standard Arabic adjective, which is بعيد. If you want to say بعيد, it's easier for you to pronounce the ayn after ba, after the vowel. بعيد, then no problem at all. You're using the standard, the classical, correct Arabic. بعيد. If you want to speak in a dialect, usually we would remove this a after the b and we would combine بعيد right away. You are free to use the one that you prefer or the one that gets you pronouncing the ayn in a better way. So بعيد الشر. بعيد الشر. Shar means evil. الشر, the evil. Okay? So بعيد الشر is I hope that evil stays بعيد. بعيد الشر. Far. Okay? With an evil that is far. So God forbid, with this evil far, I hope that something else doesn't happen. So in any situation that you would use God forbid in a sentence in English, now I'm not very creative in creating sentences to give you examples, but I'm helping you by telling you this. Anytime you need to say بعيد الشر, God forbid in English, بعيد الشر works, and لا سمح الله works, and لا قدر الله works exactly, literally. Just put them where you would put بعيد الشر, God forbid, and they would work perfectly because they are like literal or like the exact explanation of God forbid. Okay, when you say for the evil, you're not just saying evil for or for the evil, you mean God forbid. You mean that I wish that this evil stay far for me to do something. بعيد الشر. The fourth way to say God forbid is very, very similar to the third way, which was بعيد الشر. The fourth way is من غير شر. من غير شر. So you see the word shar is repeated here, so you already know that there's the word evil, shar, in the sentence. So you know one word. من غير شر. Let's repeat the expression together and then I'll explain to you the meaning, literal meaning of each word. من غير شر. من, then you have to pronounce غير. غ, there's a غ letter here. The غ letter is like when you're gargling, or like the French R, rouge. You have to practice also making the sound. I've made, by the way, a lot of videos on how to pronounce the difficult letters. Click here in the cards, here or here, to the lessons of how to pronounce the ayn, the ha, and the ghain. Especially these ones are really difficult. So min ghair, ghair, shar. Min ghair shar. What is the meaning of min ghair shar? Min, it's a preposition. It means okay, so usually it means from or of. Okay, from or of, but here it doesn't have this meaning. It's like a combination between min and the second word that in this expression is the word ghair. Ghair, it means other. Min plus ghair, it means without. Okay, ghair on itself, it means other, something that's different, other than him, other than her. But min ghair, all this, like the preposition min and ghair together, min ghair, it means without. Okay, literally without. Min ghair shar. You know what is the meaning of shar? Evil. So without evil. Min ghair shar. So I'm talking about something hypothetically happening, something that should be negative, something that's bad. And then I'll put the word min ghair shar, God forbid, after it. And then the min ghair shar, without shar. I'm saying this thing without shar, without evil. I hope the evil stays بعيد. Or because la SAMAHA, God doesn't allow, or la QADDARA, God doesn't make it happen, it will not happen. This negative thought or thing, hypothetical thing that can happen, it will not happen because I'm saying after it, min ghair shar. God forbid it happens. God forbid it from happening. By the way, God forbid or heaven forbid are both translated into these four ways. Okay? Let's repeat the ways together to say God forbid. The first one was La SAMAHA Allah. La SAMAHA Allah. May God not allow it. La SAMAHA Allah. Second way was La QADDARA Allah. May God make it not happen. May God make it impossible to happen. Then we had بعيد الشر. بعيد الشر. بعيد, far, the shar. The shar, the evil, make it far. So I hope that this evil stays away, God forbid again. And من غير شر, without the shar, without evil. I'm thinking about something, but God forbid. من غير شر, without shar, without evil. My neighbors are looking at me. They're not used to me making videos. Anyways, these are the 4 ways to say God forbid. I made this lesson too long, but on purpose, because I wanted to explain each and every word and why do we use them. By the way, these expressions are used in all the Arab world, and they are also functioning as standard Arabic words because they are like grammatically speaking, they are a perfect example of how we use grammar in the standard, modern standard Arabic, or the one that we call al-fusha. So they are correct both in the dialect, the spoken language, and in the standard written language. So they're super good for you to learn. I hope you liked this lesson. If you like it, please make sure to like this video and share it with your friends. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for many upcoming new lessons. And also for the past lessons, I have over 400 lessons on grammar, on recipes, on touring Arab countries and cities. This channel is rich with anything that has to do with Arabic culture and languages in general. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you follow me on Instagram at MAHA where I post daily events from my life, from an Arab's life living in Italy. And make sure to like my Facebook page, Learn Arabic with Maha, one word. And I hope to see you in a following Arabic lesson with me, Maha. مع السلامة.